Hello, and welcome back to Stickman Music Reviews. I am your host, Andrew, aka Drew Bungus, and with me as always is Daniel.
Hello.
And today we are doing our very first full album review, and we wanted to start it off with a bang here with Creeper's Sex, Death, and the Infinite Void. Now, a little background on the band, since we want to do a little bit of background since it's our very first album review. This band was originally a horror punk band from Southampton, England. They kind of changed up their sound a little bit on this one. Horror punk, kind of gone. I would say this goth rock, David Bowie, kind of
Yeah,
very Bowie.
I tried figuring out what exactly changed about the sound in this album because the first album was relatively straightforward when it came to punk, right?
hmm
Yeah, this one something changed. I've spent the entire day trying to figure out exactly what it was that changed.
Oh yeah, a lot has changed on this one.
Yeah,
So in this one, instead of our usual single reviews, we talk about only one song and we go on about that. We're going to be doing a track by track review. Something a little different. I believe there are 15 total tracks on this
correct.
album. I think 4 interludes. About
Uh,
4 interludes. About
yeah, four. So the first Hallelujah,
yeah,
Celestial Violence, I think Holy War.
and then something crown.
Oh, the Crown of Life.
Yeah, the crown of light.
Yeah,
Sorry,
those were the four interludes.
and the little interlude at the end of All My Friends.
Yep, that's it.
Okay, so we're gonna go track by track, starting with the first interlude, Hallelujah. Um, very very ominous intro, which I feel kind of sets the tone for this concept. I forgot to mention this is also a concept album about fallen angels in America. Very very interesting. So this whole album kind of deals with heaven and hell and sin, basically, which is a very 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 interesting. Very interesting. I think I loved
This
it.
this song, this interlude, definitely sets the precedent for the album because, well, within the terms of Creeper, because like
hmm
you said, the first album is straightforward when it comes to its punk sound, what it's trying to do, what it's trying to accomplish, and then starting off this first album with this, it's already setting a precedent for what you're supposed to be experiencing for the rest of the 50. How long is this album again? It's like
It's
40
like
minutes.
40 to 50 minutes.
Yeah, so for like what you're going to be experiencing, and it sets the story nicely, telling you what you're going to be listening to, and
hmm
it does its job. Usually, you don't put much emphasis when it comes to like the very first track when it comes to these interludes.
Oh yeah, and then it reminded me very much of the very first track on Eternity in Your Arms,
Yeah.
Black Rain, where it's a little spoken intro.
hmm
It's very similar to that. Both concept albums, which I love how they're keeping up the concept album trend, which I think they really fit it well. Very
Yeah,
very theatric. They
they've
even
done
they upped the theatrics of this one to like 100%.
agreed.
Okay, but anyway, enough about the album. So first one was Hallelujah, and then the second song, which is actually the second track, which is actually the first song on the album, Be My End, which I feel like is a great one. It's a very great higher energy, kind of like digs up their punk roots a little bit, you know,
Yeah,
but also has like a mix of their new songs. So it's a good mix between the old stuff like An Eternity in Your Arms with like the more I won't say raunchy, but more louder guitars and the more clean gothic sound where it has to it. Um and yeah, I think it shows it sounds older, but like brand new at the same time, which
yeah.
it's a great feel to it.
I think you could argue that this is the song that would be considered like the bridge between the Eternity in Your Arms sound and the new sound that they're trying to accomplish here.
Yeah, and I think that's very very fitting for that to be the second track. Kind of shows
Agreed.
like it's almost like it's like an evolution. Like you're like showing they're showing off like the mid evolution, and then yeah, and then on their next song, Born Coldest, goes
Yes.
full on evolution.
Yes.
Very very chorus heavy, very David Bowie aesthetic wise, especially for the music video.
This song threw me off the first time I listened to because, like, wait, what is this? This is not okay.
And
This
this
was
was also the first single from this album that came out
yeah,
all the way back in I think November.
yep.
Um,
Which, by the way, great decision because
yes.
it was. I genuinely like this song a lot. It might be either my first or second favorite from the album, despite the fact that it's so early and it was a single. But it's
Mhm.
just it's bliss. The way
Yeah,
I would describe the chorus is bliss.
yeah, very chorus heavy. It's such a goth rock, moody, sassy anthem that when I first heard the song, it like not a lot of music. I will say gets like I always get this feeling in my chest whenever I hear like groundbreaking music, and I had that feeling in my chest the whole time I heard it.
Right,
You know,
yeah.
so I was so hyped. Uh, I love the song. The instrumental, I would say, is just so fucking tight on this one. The
Yeah.
band sounds really good. The vocals are powerful, and don't even get me started on the vocals, especially throughout this whole album. This whole
Yeah, definitely. It's just ah it's these little moments, these little songs that show you just how special Creeper can be.
oh
Definitely.
yeah,
Like
especially
especially
especially. Oh, sorry, you continue.
okay, let me finish with one second. I would say it's in this case because since it's a relatively new band that's just coming up and really gaining its following. Like I think it's these moments that really earn its audience.
Yeah, they're only like I think like a 6 or 7 year old band.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, yeah, they definitely have potential. And speaking of potential, the next song, Cyanide, which is honestly the least creeper thing I had expected, but
Yeah.
they pull it off so well. Somehow, like they got like a country twang to a goth song, and then they pulled it off. I was listening to that song. I remember the first time listening to that song. It was like one of those songs like I don't know. And then the second listen, like okay, yeah, I fuck with it. I fuck with
Dude,
it.
I was dying. I was dancing. I actually, when I was listening to it, I was just like moving around like I was dancing because it really gives off that vibe. And
Yeah,
yeah, it's unexpected, but
and
it shows. I mean, in just these four songs that we've listened to, we can see more or less what they're trying to do. One and two, we're seeing what sort of range they have to explore the concept.
yeah,
Yeah,
and honestly, I would say I just really like the choruses on this album. They're so powerful.
and all this love can feel like suicide.
The
The piano in this one.
the piano from Hannah Greenwood, fantastic,
Yeah,
fantastic. Uh, we'll get more into Hannah later on because she's very. I think I love her presence in this album.
yeah.
If
She knocked it out of the park in this one, but it's the latter half of the album where she truly like shines.
yeah, we'll get more into that. I'm getting ahead of myself. As you can tell, I love this. I already love this album. Spoiler alert. But
You make
yeah.
sure you like explain your bias.
Oh yeah, I'm extremely freaking biased with this band. I've been listening to them for ever since Eternity. In Your Arms came out, and oh, I have such a bias toward this
Yeah.
band. But
You introduced me to this band.
yeah, I try to be. I don't want to be too biased here, but gotta let a little bias show a little bit, just a little bit. But so yeah, next one is another interlude, which is a discussion between the two main characters of the album, Ro and Annabelle. It said it shows it really develops the album's story with this interlude. Um, I think it's really cool that you both Hannah and Will talking as the characters, and it's dramatic. It's very theatrical, and it really, yeah, I think, yeah, it's just it's more story to the concept.
So I have a question. So when it comes to the concept, what is happening at this point in the story? If you could
Um,
help me out with it, because
I forget the exact. I know what happens later. I forget this one. I didn't take any specific notes on the conversation. I just remember, it wasn't a throwaway. I remember that.
oh no, yeah, I mean none of the interludes here are like really throwaway, which is good. I guess because
Yeah.
not to diss Linkin Park here, but even though, despite the fact that I love Thousand Suns, man, does it have like too many interludes?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. No, rest in peace, Chester. But yeah, too many
yeah,
interludes.
too many interludes.
So yeah, and then the next one, track number 6 is Annabelle. Very catchy, and
This, yeah,
with a bouncy bass line from bassist Sean Scott. That's one thing that stood out to me was the bounciness of it. Great guitar solo from Oliver Burdett,
mhm.
and uh, and a chorus that'll make you chant "God Can't Save Us." And honestly, I think that's one of the more catchier choruses on the album.
Yeah. This was God. It's it's difficult to just say anything beyond just the fact that, man, do I love this one. It's just it's that sense of catchiness, but it also feels like a more evolved, and more extended version of like what we heard for the last couple songs. It feels like Cyanide and Born Cold combined.
Yeah, I loved Annabelle. That was another one of the singles. Just letting you know. I guess we should clarify what songs were singles before.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
Born
it
Cold,
was it was Born Cold, Be My End,
Cyanide.
Annabelle, Cyanide,
Yeah.
Poisoned Heart, and All My Friends. So a lot of this album was actually revealed before.
How many songs was that? Was that 5 or 6?
I want to say I was saying 1, 2, 3, 4,
Four,
5.
five.
Think 5. I'm not
So
good at
10.
math.
So 10 songs were left, and out of those 10 songs, basically six were
4 of them,
yeah, 6 were legit, and the other ones were interludes.
yeah. So
That's not
it's not bad.
bad. I mean, remember you've listened? Have you listened to Gorillaz?
Yeah.
You remember Humans, where like for some reason the songs that came out the singles already consisted like a good chunk of the album, and the rest was interludes.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's yeah.
But I mean, I feel like they kept some gems for the album though.
They did. They did.
Yeah, especially track
God,
7, Paradise, which
that song.
I heard this is my first impression was almost like surf sounding, like something's like that glow like guitar in the beginning, the echoey guitar reminded
Mhm.
me of like surf music. So my first thought, I've not to this extreme, but it's almost like Beach Boys gone Joy Division
Yeah,
in this.
yeah. Actually, this is the point where the band starts transitioning into post punk.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
so experimental. I love it how
very.
they're taking it out of their comfort zone. And I'm fucking it has a fucking horn section.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm I'm a sucker for a horn section, man. Saxophone and horn sections, sign me up. I love them. And it's just such a great, just a groovy chorus, a very eerie sounding ambience to it, but also like catchy. Very good. Just such a out of the blue, kind of like Cyanide, kind of like a not very creeper-y thing to do, but it
Yeah.
really well. um, yeah. So then next track number 8, Poison Heart, another one. I think their last song they put out before the album. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
I love how the use of acoustic guitars here. Um, very nice, very like moody opening, somber vocals, and then transition to this loud, powerful vocals that shows off Will's vocal range and what he's able to pull off. You
Yeah.
know?
Agreed. Yeah, there's something about the instrumentals in this song that give me, similar to what you mentioned about the surf music slash post punk in Paradise.
Mhm.
This song gives me a the acoustic guitars and this and like the progression of the track. How do I say? There's a specific thing that I'm thinking of, but it's something that I really like a lot in terms of like how the musical progression. I just really love it. The way the song evolves throughout, like all the way until the end. it's just nice. It's just
Yeah.
genuinely nice.
And I would say it's my second favorite chorus on this album. My
Oh yeah,
second favorite. My favorite one comes later on, but yeah, I would say that this one, this is only the beginning
yeah,
of what Will can do, and I think he's really evolved as a vocalist. He he went from punk, where like I'm not saying he didn't have good vocals on Eternity in Your Arms, but this is I
yeah.
feel
This
like
is something else. Yeah.
he's gone from Charmeleon to a Charizard on here. You know, he's just this is I don't even want to say this is like the best he can do. I feel like he's just gonna keep getting better with every album.
No, he will. He will be getting better, but I feel like Poison Heart, it's specifically Poison Heart, might be like the best we've seen him when it comes to like his vocals.
Mm, I disagree. I disagree.
I
I
know you
disagree.
disagree. I know you disagree, but like in my case, man, do I just ah.
Um,
Also, I realized who I was thinking of. So I was thinking of the Mexican band named Zoe.
oh, is that
Or
the one you
so
showed me?
yeah, that's the one I show you. Yeah, Zoe.
Yeah, yeah, I love them. Yeah, they're good.
Yeah, that's what this song was reminding me of. Because
Yeah, yeah,
there's a similar song on their, what is it, their fourth album called Reptile Electric. Yeah, that's basically what I was thinking of. It's like, oh man, I love this.
yeah, yeah. Very. I can see where you're coming from with that one. Um, but yeah, track number 9, "Thorns
Songs
of
of
Love."
love.
This one reminds me of something you'd hear in like an '80s club.
Yeah,
Like a
yeah.
very '80s vibe to it.
Even by the lyrics, because like she gets so low, she smokes so much. Like those lyrics, they're very 80s club influenced.
Yes, very. Um, great backing vocals from Hannah Greenwood.
Uh-huh.
And my God, the ending guitars, this very like anthem, like arena rock, like
Yeah.
80s. I would say almost like Van Halen-y, even.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
actually.
I was shocked. I was pleasantly surprised how they went from like kind of like a club jam to like an arena rock song all within one. And as I said this before, they pull it off. They pull off something that you think that would not be able to be pulled off in a song,
Mm-hmm.
and it just blows me away. Yeah, yeah, mm,
Yeah,
mm,
agreed.
yeah, I love this song. This is one of my favorites on this one too. There's not. Hold on, yeah, yeah. I don't want to say bold. I won't say all around statements until we're done with the full track list just yet. I'm trying to hold myself back here. It's really fucking hard. But yeah, so track number 10, 4 years ago. The duet between Will and Hannah and the two characters, Ro and Annabelle. Um, it shows about uh
Ah,
I would say like almost like a that's like a bad relationship. It's a very like relationship like songs where it's
mhm.
like I loved you 4 years ago. Like we were drunk when we first met, but you couldn't tell. It was like very fleshed out the story of the two characters, and the drums from Dan Bratton on here, slick drums. That's one thing that stood out to me. This is the vocals from Hannah and Will, and the drums on this one are pretty slick.
Yeah, ah, just I feel like the lyrics are like things. These lyrics in particular, I feel like they're not necessarily the strongest they've made, but they just fit. They complement the song in a really unique way, which I feel like
Yeah.
it's the primary goal in general, especially from a storytelling standpoint.
Yeah,
So
fleshes out the story.
yeah, it fleshes it out a lot more, and I feel like there's this. Yeah, it's just it fleshes it out. It fleshes it out, but it doesn't really overshadow the song in total. I feel like when without focusing so much on like the entire album as a whole, but I feel like I can say this. Much of the lyrics here just work a lot more on complementing the sound, which gives off the consistency within the album.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree 100%. because it's not like one of those concept albums where you need to listen to it start to finish. You can listen to a song, and you don't even have to know it's a concept album, and
Yeah,
you can say, hey, this is a good song.
there's a drop in, drop out type of situation,
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and I like that. I do like that, and I mean, as much as I love the concept albums, such as like the Pink Floyd ones, such as The Wall, or the ones from the Deer Hunter, or I mean, there's always like the thousands of concept albums. It's always nice when you can listen to an album and like a song specifically from an album and just disconnect from the overall narrative and just think of it as its own thing instead of just having to think of it within the grand overall scheme of things.
yeah, because you can listen to stuff like Born Cold, Cyanide, and even some of the deeper cuts on this album, and if you didn't know this was a concept album, then you'd be
I didn't
fine.
know.
But also, if you know it's a concept album, either way, you're gonna be fine.
Yeah, I didn't know it was a concept album
Yeah,
until you
yes,
mentioned it.
yeah. So
Yeah,
yes,
it works really well.
it shows lyrical diversity, which I really like. They're not trapped in this box of I don't know what's going on. You can listen to a song, enjoy it just as much as if you knew or didn't know it was a concept album.
Now, I should mention that it's not so much lyrical diversity. I would say it's more about lyrical depth.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah, I agree. I
or
understand
concept.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
concept depth.
So yeah, the next one, track 11, Holy War,
Holy War.
another interlude where
Mhm.
Ro is asked about heaven. I mean, uh, this is
There's
gonna be
not
my
much.
first.
There's not much else to say, is there?
I really, this is gonna be my first slightly negative thing, but honestly, I feel like with track 11 and then goes into Napalm Girls, which I just feel like it kind of kills the momentum a little bit from 4 years ago to Napalm Girls. I feel like, in my opinion, it's not like the interlude's bad per se. It's just like
No, yeah. Actually, now that you mentioned that, I
it
would
kind of
say
it
that
slows
both
the
Holy
momentum a little
War.
bit.
Oh, yeah. But when it comes to the interludes here for Holy War and the Crown of Life, they feel like they have been like compounded towards the end in like a
Hmm.
very necessary manner because it's like, okay, we get an interlude, then Napalm Girls, then
Another
another.
interlude.
Excuse me, and
Yeah,
we're wrapping up the album here. We're like 5 songs away from finishing the album. We're getting 2 interludes almost like back to back.
yeah. I was like, I don't want to get into specifics of the songs themselves, but I felt like that, especially from Napalm Girls, track 12 to track 14. The 13 track track 13 is also another interlude. I was like, ugh,
Yeah, what is
the
this?
momentum kind of slowed. And I mean, I get it. It's a concept album. You want it to be more fleshed out. It's a story, theatric. But I mean, not even the interludes are that bad per se. It was just kind of like, I want that
See,
momentum.
I think the way this could have been solved is by combining. I think what they could have done is that they could have combined the Crown of Life into the Black Moon. So like it's not 2 separate songs, like one interlude and one song, but rather
It's
like
kind of
just
like
making
All
a
My
whole song.
Friends.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
Yeah, I feel like that
I
would
get
have helped the momentum at least, and just help the flow a little bit better, and just like reduce shorten the interlude a little bit more so that it flows a little bit better into the other song, and
Mhm.
just combine both songs. So like turn it into a 14 track list, but just make it a little bit tighter.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Speaking
because
of that,
having 2 interludes, one after the not necessarily one after the other, but one then another song and then another interlude, especially happening towards the end of the album, it's jarring.
yeah. So
And luckily, one more thing. Sorry.
okay, let's go. Let's go. Yeah,
Luckily,
finish the
it's
thought.
not as bad as A Thousand Suns, where you have 2 interludes happening one after the other.
Mhm.
So I mean, it's not as bad. It doesn't really hurt. It hurts the momentum, but it doesn't hurt the album, the overall scheme of things. But it's just something that
Yeah,
you have to take note in terms of like stuff that they should improve for the future.
yeah. I mean, it doesn't. It's not like it doesn't add anything to the story because it does. It's just like probably should have maybe stick Holy Wars at the end of like Napalm Girls or 4 years ago. So it's like
Yeah,
what you or like somehow maybe I don't know. It'd be cool to get like another song, maybe Holy War. What could have been like a song about heaven, like
yeah, agreed.
because the whole thing is that they're fugitives of heaven. That would be cool to have a song about heaven. I mean, there kind of is with the next song, track 12, Napalm Girls, where it. I guess we're transitioning to track 12, a very very dark song. That is kind of about. It seems like a stampede of heaven. With the claim God is dead at the beginning,
Yeah,
which
very Nietzsche.
very
Very Nietzsche.
almost, very almost. I would even say like '90s Manson type thing
Yeah,
with this bold claim like saying like God is dead. Like it's refreshing almost, and I don't want to
yeah.
sound like an edge lord type person here, but like it fits the theme of the album really well. It doesn't
It's
hold
the
back.
delivery, man. It's the
It doesn't.
delivery.
Yeah, it doesn't try to be safe. It doesn't try to hold itself back. It goes full balls to the wall. You
Yeah,
know.
I would say now that you mention that, there's a difference between being edgy and being adventurous in that
Yes.
sense.
Yes. Very.
And with claims like that, I mean, God is dead is well. First of all, the one who said that was Friedrich Nietzsche, but I mean, Manson was the one who also said that in Antichrist Superstar. But
Mm-hmm.
like saying claims like that, there's a difference between being edgy and being like adventurous or being biting, being gritty, being
Yes.
yeah, and
Rebellious.
rebellious. That is actually what this song also gives me. That sort of vibe too.
Yeah, because I
Like
mean
it's
they're very inspired. Their roots are stuff like Bowie, Manson, AFI, Alkaline Trio, that kind
yeah,
of stuff. So I mean, though I can see why. It doesn't. It's not out of their influence range, and
agreed. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. They're being they explore the concepts that they want. They're being adventurous. They're not going into like that overly edgy, that overly emo territory that I feel like could probably damage their music, but it really doesn't.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's they do such a good job. They do
Yeah.
such a good job with this album.
Yes. But yeah. So track 13, The Crown of Life. I think this one, if I'm not mistaken, this was like the shortest interlude.
I think so. I think how
I,
long was it? Hang on, let me see. Yeah,
I
this
think
is the shortest one at 7 seconds.
yes. I think this one should have just been added at the end of a song.
So yeah, but I told you, man. Either at
Yeah.
the either at the end or at the beginning of the Black Moon.
Yes. Yes. I agree. And speaking of Black Moon,
Black Moon. Ah,
my favorite song on the album. This is my favorite song on the album. Will's vocals on here blew me away. I the it shows his range so well, and I was super impressed. When I heard that chorus, my favorite chorus. This is my favorite chorus, by the way. Um, I was blown away at his vocals on this one. I was just like, oh, he's just going higher. He's just going
yeah,
higher with his vocals, and I was like, I feel like this song really shows that he's not just a punk vocalist doing a goth rock type album. This shows that no. He can do both. And he can do both of them pretty fucking well. Pretty well. And
agreed.
I think this is I know you I think what was the Poison Heart was his
Yeah,
most impressive vocally. I personally think Black Moon Black Moon. Oh my god, his vocals on here killer. And the whole the instrumentals on this thing is just good, and with a guitar solo toward the end, which is like wailing, and a good wailing guitar. I was just like, it just fits. That whole song just feels like a story in itself. Like
agreed.
it was. I was so blown away by Black Moon. I was like, oh my god. Man, I love Black Moon. Anyway, that's me. That's enough of me boasting about what did you think about Black Moon, Daniel?
I just thought it was great. It's just like you said. I keep forgetting. I'm sorry. I don't know the I don't know the name of the people that run the band. Like, yeah, I'm sorry.
Give me an instrumental and I'll tell you.
The fucking guitar.
Rhythm or lead?
Oh god, it's just. I think this one is. It's one of the strongest. Well, obviously not counting the final track, which is All My Friends. This is just the track that just helps bring the album to the close, like pumping the brakes, but not like grinding to a halt.
Mm-hmm. And
It's
if you
this
want to do guitars, that'll be Oliver and Ian.
Oliver and Ian. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I see. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. No, that's the thing that I like about sort of these albums is that they help reduce the pace of the album and start bringing it to a close, but without you reaching the end of the album and still being on that high, but then eventually being brought to a close very abruptly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Instead, it's just like that slow decrease, and Black Moon helps ease that decrease, that slowing down without having to grind you to like it helps you stop without hitting a wall.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Great.
prepares you for All My Friends.
Yeah. Speaking of endings, the final track, All My Friends, which was
And I did wonderful.
which is a song released on Mental Health Awareness Day. And it was recently revealed that Ian and Will write most of the songs, and he spent a chunk of the album process in I think a mental hospital because this what he was going through, and so this kind of song was kind of like a mental health, a deterioration type song,
Mm-hmm.
And it just it's just a very 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 depressing song, but I feel like it
Yeah.
closes out the album really well. It's it has a good message to it. It has like shows vulnerability, kind of like almost like, it's like you're not alone. People feel pain too. You don't have to feel alone if you're in pain, which I
Right.
think is a great message to end on, and it doesn't feel forced. It doesn't feel like, oh hey, by the way, this is a random pot like negative like sad song. It fits really well, I feel.
It's probably like in that sea of songs where you have those kinds of songs that just tell you everything's gonna be all right, or like that kind of false assurance,
Hmm.
that sort of thing. It's the song is very upfront when it comes to like addressing that type of feeling, and it does it so
Hmm.
honestly. It does it. It's very honest and it's very uh cathartic,
Yes,
would
I
be the
agree.
word.
So yeah, so I guess this is going to be next part's going to be overall thoughts. I personally think there is not a single bad song on this album.
No, there's not. There's
Um,
absolutely not. Oh god. You want to go first?
sure. I think there's not a single bad song on this album. I do think the last two interludes kind of kill the momentum, but it still does help develop the concept of the story. Um, I think that this is their best release yet. I think it's the topped the Godly album that's already Eternity in Your Arms, which I thought was an impossible album to top, and I think they did it. Um, I think that this is a phenomenal album, a great good experiment. They experimented a lot of different sounds, pulled it off really well. Doesn't feel forced, and I'm extremely happy with this album.
Nice, nice.
And how about you? What are your closing thoughts?
For me, ooh, this was a genuine surprise. I would say I was obviously wasn't as much as excited as you were because I found out about this band like early in the year, right?
Hmm.
Like, yeah, you were the one who introduced me, so it's like, man, that was awesome. Something
Hmm.
that and this album, I feel like it's feeling the not to sound like overly edgy like a 13-year-old, but it fills the hole that My Chemical Romance sort of left a long time ago
Hmm.
because of the departure, and it fulfills like the that sort of punk music that I feel like we've been missing recently, and this album was just an absolute knockout. I there wasn't a single bad song on this album either. I do agree that the interludes do kill the momentum, but it's not as bad. Though I feel like some people might think it's very noticeable. I didn't think it was that. Frankly, I didn't even think that they actually killed the momentum until you mentioned it, and then I thought, oh yeah, they kind of did. But
I'm not saying that they're bad, but like I said, they're not bad interludes. But I'm just like, come on,
oh
that's
yeah, no, agreed. But
yeah,
I
it's
really loved it. I thought it was better than Eternity in Your Arms by like a mile, like
mhm.
an absolute yeah. And they did I they did a really good job with the concept and with the songs that they explored. Can't wait to hear more from them. Genuinely,
Oh no, I can't either. I
I
can't either.
this yeah. I don't think it was my favorite album this year. But I definitely think it was right at the top. And this is probably one of the most underrated bands going around currently.
Hmm.
And I'm hoping that they get more recognition, or maybe they shouldn't, because otherwise then they'll be ruined. But no, they did good. They did
Yeah,
good, and I'm excited to hear more from them. I'm a genuine fan now.
yeah. I'm glad I turned you into a fan.
Oh, you did, you did. It was great because it convinced me with Eternity in Your Arms being like what the 60th highest rated album on IMDb.
Yeah, it was the one of the highest album ranked albums of all time on IMDb. Actually, I believe.
Yeah,
So I really hope this one tops it on IMDb. If it doesn't, well, I'm gonna have to talk to someone.
I feel like it should because I mean this is just it's an overall extension of the first album, but it still has that tight pack feeling. So
Yeah,
it
it's
doesn't feel like
very.
because usually when it comes to second albums, there's always like the issue that you could just suffer from like ambition, like you get so overly ambitious that you end up like crumbling,
But this
or like
one has a good amount of ambition and
yeah.
success.
And this was something that also surprised me, which was even though I was excited for it, there was in the back of my mind that there was gonna be a point where it was gonna stumble really hard, and it's like, damn it! But no, they don't. They really
Hmm.
doesn't stumble. It
There's no stumble, yeah, and
there's no stumbling,
I was
and
so happy when
yeah,
I was scared. Honestly, I was like, I really hope they don't stumble here. I had a lot of high hopes, and I was like, oh, and I was pleasantly surprised. There's no stumbles, songwriting wise, and it's just, yeah, yeah, very
yeah,
pleasantly surprised.
agreed. Yeah, no, they did a good job. I can't wait to hear more from them. I hope it won't be too long before that happens.
Yeah,
Yep,
yeah,
but yeah, this is a band that you should definitely watch out for if you're still itching for that My Chemical Romance hole that they left, and just want more punk in your life. This is the band. This is the
hmm
band.
yeah,
Yeah, can't wait to see what else they'll come up with next.
yeah. So, yeah, this is probably going to be a lot longer of an episode. Uh, so yeah, I really hope if you made it this far, I really hope you enjoyed. Just remember to leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and make sure to check out "Sex, Death, and the Infinite Void" by Creeper if you haven't already. Phenomenal album by a phenomenal band. Uh,
Is it your favorite album this year?
I think this is my favorite album. I would say it's my favorite album, right under Gold Key's "Panic Machine."
Oh yeah, I would say it's probably top five for me. It's not my favorite of the year, but I still loved it, and it was still just genuinely good. And
Hmm.
like Andrew said, if you haven't listened to it, please do show the band their love and support because they do deserve it.
Hmm.
And yeah, it was good. It was good.
Yeah, yeah. So
Hope you
I guess.
enjoyed Andrew gushing over the album.
Yeah, yeah, as you can tell, I'm a Creeper fanboy.
No, you
Uh,
do. That's fine, dude. That's awesome.
yeah. So, yeah, hope you guys enjoyed, and we will catch you all next time on Stickman Music Review.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So,
I love being a stick man because I have no body, nor no discernible body pieces. Just sticks.
all right. Well, goodbye, everybody. Hope y'all have a good day, yeah, afternoon, or
Yeah.
possibly evening.
Have a good day. Have a good day, night, in between dusk, twilight, sunset, something.
Okay, okay. Uh, okay, I guess we'll see y'all later.